Hello, welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. I am going to be talking today about vetting femininity coaches or level up gurus or level up coaches or whatever people are calling it these days. Um, we are going to talk about that. We have talked a lot on this channel about, we talked a lot on the channel about vetting men. And I want to share some tips to vet women as well. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If you're having any issues with the audio, let me know because I might have to move closer to the Wi-Fi if we're having any troubles. So the information that I want to share today are just some questions to ask yourself if someone puts themselves in front of you and are claiming that they're going to take you from point A to point B, or they're telling you they're, sort of adopting some kind of title. This is going to help you kind of like just run them through a process. So similar through us running a process, we run men through a process of vetting them to decide if we're going to spend our time and attention on them. And it's the same thing for the femininity coaches or level up gurus or level up guides or whatever. Run them through the same process, not the same process, but through a process. This is going to help protect you from scammers. It's also going to help protect you from frauds. And I especially hope that women who are new into this space, I hope that they find this video. I think femininity content creators definitely have an allure to Black women, because especially the ones who want a particular type of man and they aren't successful, they haven't quite figured out why they're not successful. Sure, they may need some refinement, but the main reason why they're not successful is because these men are bad at relationships no matter where they go. But keep in mind, these women don't really know that. And so they think that there's something that they can do in order to obtain the relationship that they desire. So then they get sucked into the femininity loop. And it's quite possible that they could end up on one of those pick-me channels that really doesn't have anything at all to do with femininity. And that can really delay them in getting on with their life and getting to the things that they need to do. And it could actually derail them forever. Like it could, if you get sucked into that pick-me loop, you may never progress to the next level, of your life, and that will be time wasted. So that's why I want to put this out. Okay, so ask yourself, is the information that this woman providing, the information that she's presenting, is it helping you to be provided for, or is she encouraging you to provide more? That is a very important question. If this person is actually teaching femininity content, she should be leading you towards being provided for, and being provided for in multiple areas of your life, not just, with a man. Is she teaching you to be served or to live in servitude? To be a better servant or to be better served? If she's teaching you how to be better served, then it's femininity content and it's legit. If she's teaching you only to be of better service, then we're talking about something else. Okay? Is she teaching you how to become smaller or less significant to get the type of guys that she's talking about? Is she telling you to tone yourself down? Is she telling you you're too arrogant, you're too full of yourself? You need to humble yourself? Is she humbling you, or is she praising you? Is she bigging you up? Is she, talking about the good things about you? Is she, tooting your like, is she basically, is she your cheerleader, or is she trying to humble you? Because if she's trying to humble you and constantly bringing up things to take you down several notches, she's not teaching you femininity content. Okay. And in that same light, is she focused on your flaws and the things that are wrong with you, and constantly bringing up things that are wrong with you and things that are wrong with Black women as a collective, way more disproportionately than she's talking about the positive attributes of Black women? Have you ever heard her going on and on and on, singing the praises of Black women? Or does she mostly talk about what Black women don't have and negative things about Black women? Is that, so you kind of like, which one does she talk about the most? And in that same vein, is she talk about like people who don't want Black women? Does she go on and on to outline how undesirable Black women are? That is a huge red flag. That is definitely abort the mission. If she's telling you that nobody wants you, she's not there to help you. Okay. And that's not femininity content. That's something else. Does the things that she teaches, do they allow for softness, or do they make you harder? That's something to also take into consideration. Is the information that she's providing, is she telling you that you need to be a protector, or is she telling you how to be better protected and how to seek refuge and protection? She's teaching you how to feel more protected, strategies to feel more protected, leading you towards people who can provide protection to you? Or is she giving you assignments about who you need to protect and what you need to protect? Is she constantly protecting someone who's not a Black woman? Like, is she protecting the Black woman collective, or is she protecting another group? That's something to consider. Does the information that she provides, is it balanced and relevant? Is it relevant to you? And this is a good one to know, just to know if this is going to be the right content for you to consume. Even if the person is good for somebody else, is the information relevant to you? Do you relate to it? Are they sharing information that is benefiting you, that you can actually see yourself achieving it? And is it balanced? Can it fit a variety of people and not just one particular niche or one particular way of life? Because that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you need to, if they are really niche down, you need to make sure that you're within that niche and that it makes sense, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. Or if it's balanced and somewhat expansive, that you fit under the umbrella of what they're teaching. And along those same lines, is their background similar to you? Is their aesthetic similar to you? If they are a content creator that comes on camera or shares photos, or at least has described their aesthetic, do you relate to what they're doing? Because if you're trying to achieve something with femininity, I believe that it's very helpful to follow someone with a similar aesthetic, because then you'll know that you can get similar results with your own beauty standard. Okay. Is the person fair and level-headed? And so by fair, meaning, do they, give criticism, but in a fair manner, that they're not overly, riled up, or always flying off the handle, always beefing with someone, always have problems with people. And when I talk about these problems, I'm talking about, are they initiating them? Are they initiating these things? Are they fixated on certain things or hyper-focused on certain things? and certain people or whatever, and there's just always drama and chaos? Or do you find them to be fair and level-headed? Okay, this is a good one that you need to ask yourself. Do they uplift your image and the collective image of Black women? Or do they downgrade your image and the collective image of Black women? Look at their thumbnails. Look at the imagery that they use to portray you as a Black woman. Are they portraying you in the best light? Because that's going to say a lot about how they feel about you. They can say that they care, or like that they're here to save the Black community, but if they're constantly adding to people who put out negative imagery of you, are they really for you? So that's an honest answer. Now, a lot of times they will try to cloak it in accountability, but you don't have to downgrade people that you're attempting to help with so-called accountability. Okay. All right. Another thing to consider is, does this creator, guide, or guru or coach, do they operate from a place of scarcity, or do they operate from a place of abundance? So the world, according to them, is there plenty for everyone? Do they have a mindset of expansion and options and enough? Or is their content based off of scarcity and scrounging and scrambling and not enough time, you gotta hurry up, there's not enough time, there's not enough men, there's not enough this, there's not enough that, are they fear mongering from a place of scarcity, or are they encouraging you from a place of abundance? Here's another one. Within the community that they have, do they value you as a partner and as a single person? So do they value you and uplift you when you are partnered? And do they also value you and uplift you when you are single? Or is your value within their community contingent upon a male? Okay, so that's another thing to take into consideration. Another thing is that tangible progress. Have you implemented any of the advice that they've given in their content? And have you been able to achieve any tangible progress with the things that they have shared? Or are you stagnant? Are you stagnant in moving your life forward? Are you in a trauma and emotional triggering cycle with them, where they're constantly emotionally triggering you, and then they're providing the solution through the community, and then you're just in this like trigger loop? Or are you moving with the information and being able to see tangible things that you can actually touch, see, and feel in your life? And finally, another thing to consider is the quality of relationship. So if they are in a relationship, or if they talk about relationships that they've been in, is it the type of quality relationship that you want to be in? Is that where you see yourself? Is that something that you can aspire to, or that you see value in, or that you can have respect for? Are they trying to, they're in a struggle relationship, and they're trying to get other people to be in a struggle relationship too? Those are things to ask yourself. Now, I don't want to I don't know, I have the hiccups now. I think I need some water. I don't want to hate on anybody's business or anything, but I will say this: for those of you who have limited funds or strategic funds, you don't have a lot of disposable income, I will tell you, I don't really think you need a femininity coach. I really don't think you need that. Everything that you want to know is on YouTube, literally. Shira has hours and hours and hours of videos. Anything you want to know, like networking at an event, which, you're going to a formal dinner, where what utensil to use when. That's on YouTube. How to greet in different languages. That's on YouTube. How to have good posture. That's on YouTube for free. There's all kind of mental health resources on YouTube, about healing childhood trauma, inner child work. All that's on YouTube for free. Makeup tutorials online for free. Hair, slay your hair any type of way. Okay, wig, braids, clip-ins, sew-ins. It's all on YouTube. Your nails, you can find that on YouTube. Style, wardrobe, you can find that on YouTube. People doing different hauls from different places, you can find that on YouTube. So really, if you don't have the disposable income to pay for these people's courses and things like that, you can literally hobble together, your, femininity coach, just, whatever, femininity content or level up content. You can just kind of make your own playlist and, get some of the book recommendations that people have offered, and you can really, you can do it. If you have the disposable income from their coach, for their courses, and that's what you want to do, then I would say, okay. Now, this is a little tip. Try to implement some of the things that they're saying in their free content, and give yourself, I would say, like about a month, or more. Give yourself some time with the free content. They should be providing value to you before you spend a big sum of money. Okay, so try to do it for free and see if you're able to make any progress. See if it actually helps you. Because sometimes you get so emotional, and sometimes we make emotional spending choices. We make like, oh, because they're saying I need to do it right now, or so a lot of times people in sales try to make it, seem, especially internet type of sales, they make it seem like if you don't buy the thing that they're selling, that you don't take yourself serious. And they'll say that explicitly. If you're serious about your journey, you'll buy this program. If you're serious about leveling up, you'll invest right now. Invest in yourself. And investing yourself really translates to invest in them and buy their product. So, sometimes if it's a well thought out internet program, it can cut out some of the legwork, that I was talking about earlier, with like doing the research and putting together your playlist and going to get the book recommendations and reading the books. And, it's like, absorb the information, take some time, implement it in your life. Absorb the information, take some time, implement it. So you kind of need to leave some space in between information absorption, information consumption, and leave some time and space to attempt to implement the information and see what kind of strides you can make in your life. So definitely, don't try not to make an emotional decision about a lot of these courses and stuff, because we don't always make the best decisions when we are, emotional. And try to buy, when you're ready to buy, try to buy something as low priced as possible to just see how the customer service experience was. Did you get your product on time? Did the download work? Are they reputable? Like, just, try to pace yourself. Don't jump all in because you see someone living a flashy life online and they're telling you that they have this amazing course that's going to change your life. All you have to do is invest $2,000, take your time, take your time. And hopefully if they're a reputable business, they won't go anywhere, and you can take your time to search them like their name and scam. So if their name is, I don't want to use, I'm trying to think of a name that's like not going to be like, if their name is Shalalalalala, put in the search bar Shalalalalala scam. and see if anything comes up. You know, check the Better Business Bureau with their company name and see if anything comes up. And still, like, do your vetting. Vet women too. Vet them and take your time. Really, really take your time and trust your intuition. If you do something and you're like, that really didn't feel too good. It felt icky. It felt weird. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that, because that could just be your body telling you, like, this is not the way to go. Gosh, I had another thing I was going to share, but the thought just escaped me. Okay, I was talking about paying attention to your intuition. Oh gosh, hopefully it'll come back to me. About their services. Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say. So that's those are the main things that I wanted to share about these femininity coaches. There's a lot of people trying to get a bag off of Black women. There's a lot of pick-me's coming up with fake femininity content. There's a lot of women who are just not qualified. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about qualifications. So sometimes people who have like online fame, especially on YouTube, sometimes they will try to veer off into things that they really don't have expertise in. So they will be like, oh, I'm going to do travel. I'm going to do a traveling trip. And honestly, they're not travel agents. Like, they may know how to travel for themselves, but they don't know how to organize a group of 20 people. That's a lot of logistics. Okay. So if you following a travel blogger, you may get information and tips to travel for you yourself. But if this person is trying to organize a trip and it sounds too good to be true, the price that they're giving you, and they don't have any large group travel experience, it's better to just stay away. You can like the content creator and everything, but you run a big risk if you engage in something that they're offering that they don't have expertise in. And that's the same for events as well. A lot of times people will have success on YouTube. They're good at running their channel, but then they try to have a conference or, a big event or training or something, and it's a disaster because they're not good at that. They're good at presenting information on their channel, but they're not an event organizer. They're not a conference organizer. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to jump into something that they don't have expertise in. So somebody who's really serious about providing a great experience to their clientele, they would outsource that to another company. So they might say, hey, I'm going to be traveling. I'm a travel blogger, but I have hired this concierge traveling group to coordinate all of our, blah, 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 blah. And, they're going to take care of it for me and for my audience. And so, okay, I would feel more comfortable with that. I would look up that travel agency or company and see how, successful their trips have been. What have people said? How were the accommodations? Was everything smooth? I would look into that, but I definitely wouldn't want to spend a lot of money with a YouTuber who doesn't have any experience with traveling, organizing a big group and then putting myself to that position. So that's why I'm just backing it up to when you're looking at these, content creators and vetting them, especially when these programs are coming with big price tags. Just in general with even internet courses, you want people who have been successful outside of the internet. Okay, so it's one thing is have y'all ever seen the thing where it's I teach people how to sell through selling courses, and my only experience selling is selling courses? You know what I mean? So it just becomes this loop where it's like, where is your track record outside of content? Where do you have track record outside of content? Do you have track record in some other area that I can measure and see? And that will help you just kind of decide, who do you want to follow, and definitely, do you want to invest your money? Because these women are charging sometimes a lot of money for information that is readily available on YouTube. So if you have the money and you have a lot of disposable income, it's no big deal, buy whatever you want. But it definitely becomes important for women who don't have a lot of disposable income. It becomes very important for them to make sure that they're spending wisely. And another thing, even if you think you have the money, if you feel like you have to sacrifice some type of necessity to do it, or if you feel like you need to charge money on your credit card for a program, you can't afford it. You cannot afford it. You just can't. Do not charge money for a femininity program. Work your way up, you utilize the free information. Sometimes when you start following people and you get a certain rapport with them, or you admire them, you just want to, consume everything that they have to offer sometimes. And if they're offering a course or a program or mentorship or backstage access or something like that, you want to get in on the game. You're like, oh my God, I love this person. I want everything. But don't charge. That means you don't have it. If you have to charge it, you don't have it. Well, I'm going to charge it now and I'm going to make the money back through this or that. Like, no. That's emotional. You're just being emotional at that point in time. So if you feel emotional, just put it down and sleep on it, for a few days. And then you'll be level-headed. And then you can really look at your budget and really see what type of money would you have. You would need like discretionary income. It would have to come out of your entertainment money. We're talking about femininity content. Your entertainment, maybe hobby, like if you have money for hobbies, entertainment. So that's definitely discretionary. Shouldn't be sacrificing anything or charging for that type of content. Okay. So I'll try to get these typed up and put them in the description box, these questions, because this is going to be very important information. The points that I brought up earlier, that you need to run every single woman that's getting in front of you who's saying she's femininity coach, or you need to run her through the process and really vet the information and vet her. Okay, so your time and your energy will be spent well, and your resources, should you choose to buy any products, services, or even support their channel, it will be well used, Okay. All right, beautiful people. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a lovely night. Talk soon. Peace.